All right. What's up, everybody? My people in Manhattan, the Boogie Down Bronx, Queens, all the way out to Staten Island, my home borough, Brooklyn. Back at another video. As we all know, Trey Lance was surprisingly and shockingly traded to the Dallas Cowboys, of all teams. Since Shockwaves out the NFL, it was reported on immediately. Many people commented on it. Emmanuel Acho, Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, so on and so forth. Now, I want to give my take on it. And as we all know, the NFL season approaches, so my prediction video, my annual, my updated prediction video will be coming soon. And then, as you all know, I'll do my final prediction video the week of Thanksgiving. My final prediction for the NFL season. But let's talk about this Trey Lance thing. And this is very interesting. This could potentially change NFL history as we know it. I know that may seem crazy. Like, dude, what are you talking about? Trey Lance is a backup quarterback who the Niners gave up way too much for. They made a trade with the Dolphins to get a higher pick to draft Trey Lance. And the Dolphins used those picks to draft Jalen Waddle, get Tyreek Hill, and get Bradley Chubb. So it was like, what are you talking about, son? The Dolphins won this trade. Trey Lance ain't nothing. Listen, I watched Trey Lance in college. Trey Lance was very talented. As a matter of fact, going into last season, I made a prediction video stating my Super Bowl prediction was the Buffalo Bills against the San Francisco 49ers. And one of the reasons I picked the 49ers was because of Trey Lance. I thought Trey Lance was talented enough and wise enough to use the talent around him, the Deebo Samuels, the George Kittles, and the Niners have a tremendous defense. So I thought that in combination with Trey Lance, making as little mistakes as possible, the Niners could potentially go on a Super Bowl run. Of course, I ended up being wrong about that. It ended up being the Chiefs and Eagles in the Super Bowl, with the Chiefs being victorious. But the reason I say that because the last time the Niners and the Cowboys had a trade that kind of sent shockwaves out the NFL, it changed NFL history. For all you who don't know who this is Charles Haley. Charles Haley was a relatively unknown outside linebacker at James Madison University, which I believe is a Division II school in Virginia. He was drafted in, I believe, the second or third round of the '86 NFL draft by the 49ers because the late great Bill Walsh saw something in him. Bill Walsh invented the elephant position. For all you who never played football before, the elephant position is basically a defensive end, a player who's built like a defensive end or an edge rusher, but he stands up and he plays the defensive end position, and he stands up like an outside linebacker, like how Lawrence Taylor or Derek Thomas they used to stand up and lean. That's what an elephant position does. A defensive end who stands up like an outside linebacker. Okay, E-L, edge linebacker, elephant. Bill Walsh created that for Charles Haley to get the best out of his abilities, and boy did he ever, because the 49ers went on to win back-to-back Super Bowls in '88 and '89. But Charles Haley did have mental issues. He had mental health issues. I believe he was clinically bipolar. He had anger problems, and he was causing problems in the 49ers locker room and all types of shit. And the 49ers had enough. Eddie DeBartolo, the former owner of the Niners, and Carmen Policy, the former executive in the Niners, they had enough of Charles Haley and traded him to the Dallas Cowboys. And that changed NFL history. Well, let's give a little context. Charles Haley was traded after 1991 to the Dallas Cowboys. While the Niners were winning back-to-back Super Bowls in '88 and '89, the Cowboys were 3-13 and 1-15. 1990, I believe they went 7-9. 91, they went 11-5, made the playoffs, won a playoff game, and lost, I believe, in the second round, in the divisional round. So at the time, the Haley to the Cowboys trade seemed like nothing because the Niners were still the Niners. Despite missing the playoffs in '91, barely, they were still the Niners. They had Steve Young, they had Jerry Rice. They were still the Niners. They were still a legit contender. The Cowboys were like a young, up-and-coming team. Like, they'll be ready in a few years. Well, Charles Haley, he helped speed up the process because in '92, the Cowboys, and I did a video, the '92 Cowboys are arguably the greatest team in NFL history, and Charles Haley was a big part of that reason. They went 13-3 and went on to win the Super Bowl. And one of the teams they went through were the 49ers. They beat the Niners 30-20 in Old Candlestick Park and went on to rout the Buffalo Bills in Super Bowl 27, 52-17. Charles Haley was one of the big reasons why. The next year in '93, they went to the Super Bowl. They ran through the 49ers again, 30-21, and they ran through the Buffalo Bills 30-13 and went back-to-back Super Bowls. And the Cowboys became a dynasty in the '90s, and it all started with the Charles Haley trade. Now, what does that have to do with Trey Lance? Listen, guys, let's not forget how Dak Prescott got his job. Okay, Dak Prescott got his job back in 2016 when Tony Romo foolishly decided to run with the football, ended up getting hurt in the preseason game against Seattle. In came Dak Prescott, and out went Tony Romo. The Cowboys they lost their first game opening season to my New York Giants, and they won, I believe, 11 straight games before losing to my Giants again. They finished season 13-3 and lost in the divisional round at home to the Packers. And like I said, Tony Romo was out, Dak Prescott, and the Dak Prescott era began. Of course, the most famous case of that happening was when Drew Bledsoe got hurt and Tom Brady came in. I'm not saying Trey Lance is going to be Tom Brady, but you never know. Another NFL great, Brett Favre. You know, he got his start when the starting quarterback got hurt. Don Majkowski, who was the starting quarterback for the Packers in the late 80s, early 90s, he got hurt against the Cincinnati Bengals, and came Brett Favre and never looked back. Okay? Hell, now think about it. Tony Romo got the starting job because Drew Bledsoe got hurt. So, who's to say that won't happen again? And again, I'm not wishing for Dak Prescott to get hurt. I'm not wishing for him to get injured, but this could be bigger. This could be bigger than NFL fans realize, and Cowboys fans, Niners fans, than NFL fans in general realize. You know, because like I said, Trey Lance is a very talented young man. He's a very talented player. So who knows? So if Dak Prescott gets hurt, again, I'm not wishing that on him, but if he does, I wouldn't worry too much if I was a Cowboys fan, because Trey Lance is, once again, a very talented young man. You know, he didn't get a show in San Francisco, but you know, if God forbid if Dak Prescott gets hurt, I think he'll show and prove in Dallas. I mean, the Cowboys, you know, they were doing well early in the season last year with Cooper Rush. And nothing against Cooper Rush, but I believe Trey Lance is more talented than him. Again, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But that's just my take on this Cowboys Niners Trey Lance situation. I think it could be a good thing for Trey Lance. Gives him a fresh start. And again, God forbid if Dak Prescott and or Cooper Rush goes down, this is your chance, man. Your chance to prove, because the Cowboys are a very talented roster themselves. Maybe not talented as the Niners, but they're a talented roster. You know, C.D. Lamb, very talented receiver. Tony Pollard, very talented running back. Of course, they got a defense led by Micah Parsons and Trevon Diggs. So who knows? If Trey Lance comes in, this could be like the modern day version of the Charles Haley trade. The Niners sent Charles Haley to the Cowboys. The Cowboys went on to win Super Bowls. Who knows? The Niners sent Trey Lance to the Cowboys. Who's to say the Cowboys don't win this year if Trey Lance gets into the starting lineup? But that's just my take on it. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, help a young brother grow on YouTube. I'm going to see you all.